Hello. I've already talked about simps and simping and all that stuff. But now I have to also add something to that topic. I am not really a simp by nature. However, I have been in situations that might be called where I might have done something similar anyway. Yes, but let's be very, very clear here. There's difference in the simping when you only desire a woman, let's say, for her physical qualities, and there's a difference when you are have a crush really on a woman that doesn't live maybe near you, or that you know only through the internet. That's a big difference. I never really simped on the first basis, the physical one only. Yes. So simping is basically, as far as I have understood, when you constantly desire somebody who you can't get really, might be over your league, yeah, too hot for you, or too educated, whatever, too rich, too famous. But why does this happen all the time? Well, because this is the time of simps, and that's because sorry because there is just too much focus and emphasis on beauty, especially female beauty, female looks, female body, all that stuff. And it's hard, then if you are a man between the ages of 18 and 55, let's say, maybe 50, I don't know, especially between ages of 18 and 40, to resist not to simp. And sometimes you meet, when I say meet, online, maybe an attractive woman who shows signs of liking you, of being fond of you, but what happens is that you mistake it, maybe misinterpret it for genuine attraction when it's not. It's just that she thinks you are cool, funny, smart, whatever, but it doesn't mean that she wants to sleep with you or have your children or anything, get married to you. And then, when you have built up these expectations in your head and fantasies, it's the dopamine rush. The dopamine starts to work like crazy. You're already imagining your future with this woman or girl, doesn't matter the age. You're already imagining your future with her, and but of course, sooner or later you get the hard truth. You get the rough awakening. If you try to tell her how you feel, and tell her that you want something more than friendship, that's when it happens, of course, buddy. And the thing is, I feel like women should be very honest. Some women lie so they don't hurt your feelings, but is that alright? I don't know, really. Sometimes they say they are not single, but while they are actually single, and that's like the easy, because that's the easy way also, not just because they don't wanna hurt your feelings. Sometimes it's about what's more convenient to say, you know, definitely. So I think if a woman likes me, I want her to be honest always. And if I like her, of course. If she likes me, but it's very, sometimes the lines are blurred, They are not always also very clear about their feelings for you or how they look at you. And that can be a problem. Like I had that problem like a couple of years ago myself, where this woman at first was really kind of showed interest, in me, like talking to me, and but she wasn't completely clear in her intentions, let's say, and yeah, of course, it was hurtful. I did like her, and she was kind of close to me in age and everything, so I thought we would make a good couple. We could match well. And even though she didn't live in the same country, but everything is like, that's all immaterial when you fall for someone, and especially if it's more than just the physical that we are talking about. Well, very often it starts with the physical, but it gradually evolves into something beyond that. Emotions get involved at some point, especially if she at first kind of reciprocates your interest, let's say. It still doesn't have to mean anything. It just means that she does want to talk to you. She does want to communicate. And here is what's so unfair. But because a woman can really, most often, it's a very uneven kind of relationship. And because a woman can, she has the power position, right? It's not the man. Only sometimes it's different, but mostly it's about the man really wanting or being more interested in the woman than the woman is interested in him. So yeah, and that's why now there are so many people that are single and unhappy and have a hard time getting through the day, even sometimes because of that. And I just think that everyone should be very clear. Maybe not from the get-go, because it's a little early, it's a little difficult, but soon, anyway, after the first contact has been established, you start to message each other, talk over, maybe even over the camera, I don't know. Usually once it does get so far that you talk over Zoom or whatever it may be, the camera, that means there is something more going on here than just friendship, just kind of innocent flirting. Yeah, so and then just makes me think, why the fuck don't we just say, to hell with this, I'm gonna go out there tonight or tomorrow and try to find someone here that lives near me and that is within my reach, that is attainable, or however you want to call it. Yeah, but I think the problem is, I think many women today have just kind of priced themselves up too high. I mean, attractive women, for sure. Attractive women, for sure. they are actually pricing themselves out of the market, and yeah, and I think especially I don't want to do. You may remember I also talked about this black women versus white women. I think especially white women. That's the case with white women, especially, and especially white women from rich Western countries. But not always, not necessarily. I mean, there are also women of other races that also kind of price themselves out of the market, to put it that way. But yeah, so and then first you have been kind of single for a long time now, and you think, nah, nobody wants me, no babe would ever want to be with me. And then suddenly you meet someone online, that is who is a babe, let's say, and she kind of she laughs at your jokes. You feel great. First, it's just good, but then you start wanting a little more, and that's how it goes. That's how it starts, and suddenly she doesn't message you back for a while. She doesn't return your messages for days, maybe even weeks, and then comes the bogus excuses, of course. Oh, have been so busy. It's not about you, really, and I haven't been feeling so well. And this was the case with that woman in 23, definitely. Was so, but even the problem is, I said, why not go out? That can happen also if you meet somebody in real life, as they call it. Yeah, that's the problem, man. You're never safe. You're never. But at least you can. Yeah, when you can go out with someone, see them face to face, out there in real life, then at least, yeah, you can read their emotions a little better. You can learn to read them better, read their reactions, and those reactions, the signs, the body language will tell you if she really ever was really interested in you or not. Well, I also had very long ago, there was this case where very long ago, I was very young, so I started talking to this girl. She was only a couple of years older, from doesn't matter where she was from, not from this country anyway. And what it turned out, to make a long story short, yeah, everything went great and peachy until she just suddenly started really being like kind of rude, or kind of starting to criticize and berate me suddenly and stuff. And I was out of work back then, just finished school, and she was like, "Why don't you have work? Why don't you work?" And I'm like, it's not easy to find work. And she was like, "Oh yeah, sure it is, but you don't want to work." And yeah, that's how it all went to hell. But yeah, I discovered that she was just, when we met, she was vulnerable. She wasn't feeling so good physically, also. So sometimes they use you as a comfort, alright? So you must be very careful of this. Don't fall into that trap. She is lonely, she is vulnerable, she needs a good friend, but only until she gets better. Only until she gets her feet back on the ground, and then it's see you, sayonara. Yep, that's how it works. And yeah, I've never had, The only maybe, let's say, good relationship I had over the internet, or if you can call it that, long distance one, was with a woman that was much older than me. Let's say she was considerably older, 12 years, but also that just ended very abruptly. And but yeah, I mean, for a while there were even plans that I would meet her, and stuff. And she also lived in America, USA, actually Florida. I can say where. Um, she was like really into me, not bragging, but she was, come on. And that's mostly because, not because some pictures I gave her of me, I didn't really have I never looked like Brad Pitt or someone like that, or Zac Efron, but my humor and the way I talked, and that was enough to sweep her off her feet. And that was way back in 2001. So yeah, so that was the only really good, let's say, online relationship I had. It didn't last too long. It lasted, let's say, we were first friends, of course, just friends, but then it got a little, romantic, and yeah, it may have lasted 4 or 5 months, the romantic part, but it was good. It was good. It wasn't so filled with frustrations like the other ones. So yeah. Anyway, I went on too long. I apologize. So that's what I think I said enough. I mean, it's sad. They see a good guy, they want to take advantage of a good guy, and then when they don't need you anymore, it's over. And then, like, even you start looking like a creepy simp and incel suddenly in their eyes. They accuse you of really terrible things that you don't know what these women are capable of. And always beware of a woman. This is the final line. Beware of women who want to flirt on the internet, who want to have some kind of, let's say, friendships with men that they know are single. That's all. Thank you. Bye.